Okay. I'm just coming on here to put my 2 cents in. What I see is a negative trend on YouTube, and I'm an old schooler, and I've mentioned in other videos that I've been on these YouTube streets for 13 years. Well, the first three, I was just a watcher, and like I just think about the other types of content that is being created, and the main ones I was coming for was like technology and house music. And I can't even imagine going and sitting creating a video that drags them. And well, you couldn't really do it with the house music people because they didn't necessarily show their face. Um, But I guess I'm just trying to figure out, where did this trend come from? Like, where did it begin? Because even the old school of YouTubers that were here when I got here, and I still follow to this day. Um, for example, one sexy Tina one. Um, she went MIA for a little while, and now and still the same old Tina. Still enjoy coming to a chat, and like, I guess I'm trying to figure out, is it because stumbled in a particular sector that's the way it's always been, or is this like a new trend? I'm trying to figure out what the relationship is. Did this climate of where we going in and going after each other on these YouTube streets, did that begin recently, and I just been in the dark because I was my normal nerdy self, and didn't notice it? Or is it because I, followed a particular person? Because really, I haven't really been exposed to this where we going after each other as content creators, until the T.S. Madison Kaya thing. And I part of me understands why it went that way, because people like who they like, and people took sides. But it's a lot of content creators that I like that I'm unwilling to join in any kind of hate campaign, and it saddens me that it is going this route. I see it's three people watching. I'd like for you all to join in and give me some feedback, because I'm confused. I'm confused. It's like people are way, way too invested in each other. I'm like, what happened to actually finding a lane and creating content based on a particular passion you have? In my mind, it seemed like what's happening is that some YouTubers have successfully cashed in on this coming for each other. And so all the other content creators that come along, or would be content creators come along, and look at that as a way to earn a coin and come up. And to me, I don't know. I don't know how long that you think anybody could think that lasts. I guess you will never run out of people you can drag and talk about. But now it's get to the point where you can't just like who you like. All of a sudden, when one creator is falling out with another creator, you go to that, you see them dragging a creator, and you happen to like both of them. All I can say, it hurts my feelings. I'm a sensitive person. I don't think you have to be built with thick skin to be on here. I don't think, I should say, I guess I'm being naive. I don't think you should have to. I think, and quite frankly, not everybody has to. Um, I subscribe to a channel called My New Me. This this lady, she had fewer followers than I did when I first met her. But I admired her bravery because she was a lady, and her whole channel is dedicated to her cleaning up her filthy house. That's what she says. She says that's her own words, cleaning up my filthy house. And it came about because she had gone through a lot of stuff, physical things where she had multiple surgeries and multiple physical conditions that were chronic, and she just could not no longer care for herself in the same manner as she had prior to becoming ill. Um, and so I would just tune in. She got a nice, soft-spoken voice. It's cute. She makes little, um, jokes about her cat that come in and steal the scene time. And I remember how low budget she was because she would say her tripod, which could be anything like a detergent bottle, or anything that she could put her hands on to sit the camera on, so she could continue capturing her journey on trying to clean her filthy house. And I hadn't seen her for a while, and when I tuned back in, she's at 24K. And then I look at her comments and chats, and it's just tons of people saying, I love you, and I don't want to see you go. I guess she's about to move from her house, but people were saying how they feel like you, my friend, and um, I feel like I can relate to you, and things of that nature. Um, and yet she made it to 24K, which leads me to believe. I mean, that's validating that you don't have to be on here messy. And I'm just wondering, is it a certain sector that's just more prone to the messiness? Because I can't, some people say, well, we all messy. I don't agree. I believe, well, I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm nosy. Um, when I do see certain people pop up and they got a live, yeah, well, I check them out. Uh, I check them out. If it's something they talking about that interests me, I stick around. I comment, but it wasn't until here recently that I run into this whole like culture, seem like a whole underculture in YouTube that coming after each other as content creators is the norm. It's the rule instead of the exception. I can understand it with some of the content creators do gain popularity for whatever reason. Um, Not everybody gonna like you, so I get that. I get that. But when we, whew, I'm sorry, it's late at night. I just wanted to get a video in, trying to keep up with the video every day. I'm almost made it. I got 2 more days left. But I'm just saddened. I'm a sensitive person. I'm saddened to see um, a several content creators that I do like now they add each other. And I'm just trying to figure out like what happened from one day to the next that now they into it. And it gotta be something that you into it over words, cause it ain't like they went to a party and they actually met face to face and one person did something shady to the other. This is just people talking. So why are we so emotional and we get so invested that we can't really create content that's not about each other? I don't get that one. I really want somebody to. I really want somebody to give me some feedback on them, cause it's making me wonder: do I have to just start a whole new channel and just I mean, cause I see in my own videos, I see the lineup and I see what's offered in my feed to watch. Even if I not subscribe to that person, I see what's coming up, and then I click on it because it's associated with my video. I out of curiosity, but then when I see somebody who who I actually like, they going in on somebody else that I actually like, I really feel uncomfortable. It's like, okay, now I can't enjoy this chat because I'm gonna see all these people chiming in on this person that I like. Hey, Nurse Vaughn, it ain't nobody but me and you. Look like ain't no other chat. But I thank you that you showed up. And to my understanding, you haven't started creating content yet, right? How do you feel about that with the where the content creators go in on each other? Like, one day I was watching one content creator say, well, it's quiet now in these YouTube streets. Something coming up, and sure enough, some came up. Like, are they having discussions behind the scenes? Say, yeah, it's too quiet on these YouTube streets, so let's stir something up. Let's make something up to create something to get it going. It's making me wonder: is it calculated? Is it something I'm missing? You know, perhaps somebody who I guess I want to talk to other content creators who've been here a while, because I think people are looking at, I'm just gonna throw this name out here. People are looking at people like Tracy and Jay Wilson because they moved up the YouTube streets fast that they could do the same thing. Oh, look what she's doing. She ain't really doing nothing. I could do that. I could get this going. Let me move up the streets fast. Shoot, all I got to do is go after the one on the top now and talk shit and boom, I'm gonna get the numbers, the clicks and views. You will be starting this weekend on your other channel. Well, I look forward to your content. What do you have in mind, or you don't want to share that until you start uploading? I'm just curious. Ooh, yeah, I see two other people watching too, but they lurking. They hanging out on the bushes, I guess what they call it, in the trees. But you in the trees, you can, comment later. If you don't want to comment now, comment later. Is this a trend? Like, I'm kind of hoping that this is just a fad that this too shall pass. But it seems to me it's getting more and more getting more and more like that. And like if I say, well, it's the black sector, some people will correct me and say, no, they having it in the beauty blog. They be in the, in the conscious community and uh, you know, I personally haven't witnessed these beefs per personalities like that. Not even beauty sector, but I guess I'm sure it exists. Um, my personal experience is that I've only witnessed this in the so-called black YouTube. You said you think it's a way to swap subbies back and forth, but the subbies are gonna go back and forth anyway. I mean, it's just naturally gonna happen based on the fact that everybody is coming to YouTube. We all, even if you're a content creator, you also, most people, I would assume, I'm just go ahead and assume, most people also watch content, and we're sharing the subscribers anyway. This thing, what I say is a phenomenon, is that it's not just that the one content creator gets into it with another content creator, but then the subbies, they creating just as much disharmony and disruption. And I'm gonna tell you, that's something new. That's new, because the subbies and commenters didn't have as much power. You could look at my older videos and you'll see how much I be begging people to leave a. Now I just can't wait to comment, and the way they can get into these chats, just hop into the chats like they do and cause disruption. That's to me, that's a huge problem. It seems to me that speaks to something where we should be addressing YouTube to say we should have some control over that. Yeah, most of them have no original content, and they looking at Jay Wilson with it. And look, they ain't doing nothing, and they making all this money. I could do it too. Let me make all this money like they doing. That's what it seemed like to me. Um, and then I never really, spoke out like I would like to, because I'm not making any money. And if you say you on YouTube 13 years, oh my God, you poor thing, you struggling. Well, unless you know my whole story, you will understand why. Um, that wasn't voluntarily. A lot of us was screwed around, content creators. So Jay Wilson, when you come on here talking about, well, it's something you doing wrong, it don't have to be something you doing wrong. You could have just got the axe because you was one of the tens of thousands that YouTube attacked for invalid click activity. No reason at all. Not because you violating any guidelines. Not because you you're not entertaining. You're boring. Because, like I said, the one that I subscribe to, My New Me, I mean, she's not all that exciting, but she's a sweet lady. She just comes on there and talk about her life, and clean her filthy house. Apparently, that resonated with a lot of people, and including myself. It resonated with me. I was like, wow, she brave enough to let people in to see her filthy house and see her cleaning. But what it turns out, she became a hero to many who are looking at her with a sense of pride that she had the nerve, the bravery to, to be vulnerable like that and put herself out there. And she's probably helping a lot of people. Nurse Vaughn, you said I'll be addressing that, but not in the way they are. Well, I hope you could come up with a classy way to do it, because I'm trying to address it the best way I can without being messy and without dropping names. But you said you have no time to be with them. They with no response from me. I would be paying them nothing, not even dust. Yeah, I mean, that's how I solve my issues with so-called harassment. I just don't respond. But I knew that, before coming in. I know that's how you do online. That's the way they train the little kids. And I think, at first I was worried about the kids, but I was looking at some paperwork my grandbaby brought in, and it's giving them rules and stuff how you conduct yourself online. And I think they will be a little bit more savvy than what I'm seeing here with the adults. It's the adults I'm having a problem with. I think a lot of them come in and don't have a clear understanding how you supposed to be moving in these internet streets. A lot of them come in unsuspecting and don't really realize there's tons of predators on here waiting for you, looking for targets who innocently they thinking they found a friend who they can confide in and spill their personal tea, and then that person turn around and spill the tea publicly for all the world to see in a humiliating fashion. Um, like you said, you will be leading by example. Hopefully, they will catch on. I sure hope so. I look forward to content. Um, I just don't get it. You know, I chose the content that I am doing purposely. I mean, 13 years to look and see what are people watching, what are people doing. Um, you said you want to do a lot of collaborations with positive creators. I think that's going to go a long way to help turn things around because unfortunately, new content creators are only seeing the negative. And oh, thank you. I'm glad you include me in that category as one of the positive ones because I sure do try. Like I've noticed this one named Tita Talks and she donated to me. By the way, Tita, if you do see this video, hit me up in the email because I had a problem with my Cash App and I couldn't get your donation to show up. I kept getting emails saying that it had been sent, but I wasn't getting it in the application. So I went through a whole day, a back and forth couple days, trying to figure out what the problem was and straighten it out. But if you can, they said they canceled it and hopefully you can resend it and it's not going to be too much of a problem. But yeah, I would like to do collaborations with positive ones because it's not like we have a TV guide to positive content creators. You know the way YouTube was even originated, the platform was based on each person bringing something to the table. So um, everybody is uniquely unique and got something I feel like they could share that other people can relate to. And I specifically uh, deliberately chose the area that I was trying to do as far as teaching people how to grow or inspiring people how to grow food because I didn't see a lot of us doing that. So, I mean, it's not like it isn't gardeners out there, but I didn't see us. And so I said, well, okay, that's my lane. I'll get into that, you know. Now, you have a question for me? Go ahead, ask the question. It's a little bit of a delay, I see. Are you interested in starting a business outside of YouTube? Yeah, I will be starting a business outside of YouTube. I haven't bragged about it, and I'm going through my own personal crisis still because I'm still, in the broke club. But I do have a legitimate business. My website is a legitimate business. I do have actual paying members for content and for socializing. So that's a business, and then my uh, my people own land, and it's being developed for a solar farm. So I will have a business, a serious business in the solar industry. And yeah, and that's why you were the one that was giving me those original ideas, which I do plan to revisit that video and review those ideas because they were some good ideas. Um, yes, I am interested in starting a business outside of YouTube. I know that I'm going to have to be creative when it comes to a coin, because not everybody is rise up the YouTube charts and earn a coin just getting in front of the camera talking shit. You know, some people are lucky enough to get it, some of us ain't. Okay, all right, I put my email address in there for you, and I want you to stalk my email. I don't mind. Um, but I'm just sad. I'm just sad because the whole thing with Mona Simone, that's that created all kinds of trust issues. I never went through anything like that before. And then today I seen Tracy going off about Lockheed. Lockheed, I like Lockheed, boss lady. I ain't got no problem with her. And I don't judge people on their looks. They what's in their house, what's going on behind their head. That's not me. I'm not that shallow. Hey, a sense of thanks for joining me. You said Nurse Vaughn, you coming on to make business. I heard that, girlfriend, because this is a great business vehicle. And I feel like YouTube, I mean Google, so greedy by not allowing us to continue to have our organize our followers between friends and subscribers, and having a direct way to contact them by message. That was a big mistake. It's like they doing too little too late on the back end, and missed out on the glaring opportunity. Now you see the notifications, and now they took away Google Plus. They tried to force it on us, and um, nobody, it wasn't enough people that jumped on that bandwagon to be on Google Plus, and it was a big flop to the point where they dismantled it in April. And then they left behind the features that they should have put in place in the first place, should never have taken it away, and made it way difficult for content creators. Because if you have a business and you want to be contacted, it's difficult for businesses to stay in contact with the way their interface for their website is set up. It's just all kinds of messy and confusing. Um, Facebook, uh, much as I hate Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, and his privacy violations, they learning, child. They keep on putting in place more and more features that are, and but see, that's the biggest hypocrisy though, because they set up a website trying to pass it off as this is where you socialize with your friends and family who you really know. Don't add people as your friends that you don't really know, and knowing that you can't really enjoy the website unless you add friends that you don't actually know. You said yes. I now pay for G Suite. They set it up so you had to pay on to have online meetings. Yeah, and Facebook doing the same thing. Basically, you have to pay for likes, and they keep on trying to get me to boost my posts, the things that I do post on my fan page. Do you want to boost this post? Do you want to boost this post? And I don't want to pay them to publish the content to people who don't really care to view my content. I know better than they do who wants to see what I'm producing. So I ain't never paid for their services because I don't need it. You said you watch the mess and they just give you more and more ideas. Well, I'm glad somebody got a brain that's thinking about ideals. That means you got a brain that's working and functioning and had the ability to be creative. It seemed like that's the exception and not the rule. Facebook ads pay more for their ads, right? They don't pay nothing. They want you to pay them. That's what's backwards about Facebook. Facebook, just like the notification is broken. You hear people complain, "Well, I didn't get the notification. I missed it. I didn't get the notification." YouTube's notification is broken. Facebook strategy is backwards. Now it's great for businesses. If you have a business and you want to promote, um, yeah, you could use Facebook services, but I didn't have a business. I was just on there having fun and doing entertaining things. And I didn't, I'm a big girl, so I'm not going to be for everybody. So if I do entertaining content, that won't be entertaining to everybody. It would just be entertaining to people who like big girls. So it's easy for me to figure out who those people are because they my friends. They my friends on Facebook. You said you read that they have an ad program that pays 55%. That's news to me because I ain't never heard of Facebook paying nobody for shit. That's the other thing I resent about Facebook. They're rich off of our content that we gave them for free. At least YouTube gives you an opportunity to make money for your content. Oh, you have to have 300 people watching. I'm gonna have to look into that because, honey, it may be Facebook is the vehicle that I use to proceed to projecting myself to, to the next level because YouTube is just all kinds of crazy. They push ads on Facebook, and some of the ads have frauded merchants. Oh, I see. Mm. Well, you're gonna have that in all internet business. You're gonna have the fraudsters, right? Like GoFundMe. Everybody think that's a perfect website. Oh, it's supposed to be for, so and so and such and such. They don't care. As a website, they do not care if it's a fraudulent campaign or not because they make money whether it's a fraudulent campaign or not, and they're not going to spend any of the money that they make on investigating which ones are the fraud, and that's the problem. And so too big to fail, as they call it, like they do the banks. They did the banks bail them out. They too big to fail. Um, they ain't gonna call out no fraudulent campaign. You have to have a hater. It's pretty much similar to YouTube. I had a video of me butt naked. But it stayed on, and I did that as a geeky tech, trying to see just how closely do they watch the videos. That's, a lot of content creators are deceiving themselves. YouTube has no ability to view content. If a human views your content, you lucky you caught them on the right day, or or you did something really, bad enough for them to get their attention to where as a human did actually observe your content. But my video was up for 7 years. And I did put that video up to prove it to everybody. Up for 7 years, butt ass naked, and had 102,000 views. Ain't nobody had a problem with it, barely had any thumbs down. People just looked and kept it pushing, looked and kept it pushing. It was 102 views, 2,000, 102,000 views. Um, I didn't, I didn't have, had no problem with that video until VS came along and her henchmen. They flagged it. They proceeded to go through my channel and flag everything they possibly could. That was the only one that actually got taken down. And so I do know I'm one of those ones that they do put human beings on the task of watching my channel. And but the of it, and they ain't gonna ever tell you this real. I had to find out with my own experiments. They have no ability to control content that go on their website. They don't know whether they putting ads, like, if you a abortion clinic and you a church, and then there's another business, if you a church, you ain't gonna want no abortion clinic ad running through your content where you're talking about pro-life. So that was always the sticky problem they YouTube had for monetizing. It was very difficult to monetize the content on YouTube. So finally, they figured out a way, and basically, the content creators got a sign over their life, and you had to crank out so many and so many, per day, per month, whatever. And it's still a lot of conflict of interest because you see ads in content creators' videos that's quite messy and quite techy, and I'm quite sure the advertiser who spent that money to put the ad in your video that you earning a coin from, if they actually saw your content, they would be pissed off. But they won't come for you; they'll be coming for Google, pulling their ads. Okay, Nurse Vaughn, you said it's called Ad Break. You said you look into everything. That's good. I will have to look into that because I never knew. As far as I knew, I never knew Facebook paid any goddamn body. They very thirsty to get paid, and they very thirsty to get paid off of your content you provide them for free. Marinate on that. YouTube and Facebook and even Instagram, all of them. They are getting rich off of your content that you get them, because if you didn't get them content, they would be nothing. And all the other websites that didn't make it as big as Facebook and YouTube, they haters. They looking at them and wondering, what did they do so special and unique that they making all this money off of your content that you giving them for free. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. But back to the content creators talking about each other. I just don't get that. I don't get any enjoyment out of it. I just don't. And it hurts, especially if I like the person that they dragging. It's like, what did they do to you? What did they cause? Why is you going off on them? And usually you can say, point to what she started with me. She went off on me first, and you kind of say, well, okay, well, if somebody swing at you, you only have you. It's only right you defend yourself. But I see people like seem to me deliberately stirring up beef, and it's getting compounded by the people who come into the chat, the subscribers. You researched it when Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett started. It just started for the public in 2017. Okay, okay, okay. I believe it's something new because, like I said, I never known Facebook to pay a goddamn thing for nothing. They steady want you to pay to send your content to God knows who don't even know who they picking to send it to. A sense of, you said yes, it's draining, and it went, yeah, it's very draining. And I'm a sensitive person, so I internalize it. I'm like, dang, I feel like crying when I hear somebody going in on somebody else that I like what happened. And then I don't want to take sides. I'm not finna go say, yeah, she's a bitch too, because you saying she a bitch. I ain't doing that one either. But it will be people that'll put you in it because they seen you in the chat. It's crazy to me. It's mind blowing. And we losing sight of the prize, because this is a very powerful tool that can be used towards anything you're doing, anything that you want to promote, you want to raise awareness for. It's a valuable tool available to you. If you want to get the word out about cancer, if you want to get the word out about health, you can do that with this platform. And they spending all the money for the expensive task of storing your videos. That's another thing people ain't sensitized to. They think that's something that's easy for Google to do. It's not. It's very expensive. And yes, I do. I hate when the beefs go sideways and it be miscommunication. I feel like that is the biggest problem, the miscommunication. You know, text, things you type is, doesn't have the same meaning, and it can be easily taken out of context because it don't have the facial expressions to know whether you was being sarcastic and you meant it as a joke or you taking it, literally. um I would use that, turn things around and make it fun. Yeah, I want to do more things to make it fun. Cause see, when I came to, and one sexy Tina, she was the big deal on YouTube. Um, that's what they did. Each content creator, because they knew how hard it was to get those first initial people to start watching you until you built a following. Everybody did little contests. They would give away makeup. They would give away a wig, a hair, whatever. Do you see the electronics people? The people in the technology and gadgets, they would have a gadget or a phone or something that they're giving away. That would make it interesting for the average individual who not making content. It was like, oh well, I could join the contest. That'd be fun, you know. And that's what it was. And when what's her name? What's her name? Gina Queen of Talk and Fire Babe did the makeup challenge. That's more reflective of the YouTube I remember that I came into, and this YouTube now that I'm seeing. I just feel like an alien in a foreign land. I will not be allowing negative content creators to participate in my channel. I cannot associate myself in that bullshit. I don't blame them. And I'm definitely going. I mean, Mona Simone, she taught me how to be real selective. Hey, 6 of 7, I appreciate the support. Thank you, hon. I just want to put, a video on the map for today, cause my day been quite um it's been quite a day, you know. Um, I ain't really want to put my business out, but right now my water is off. Um, the utility company greeted me this morning, bright and early. I'm glad I had my shower, but uh, yeah, uh, I spent this evening going to my son's, loading up bottles of water so that I could survive. And that's the thing. We're going through real stuff. And the last thing I want to come to is YouTube, where I'm coming there for distress and to get a laugh or a chuckle or, a kiki here and there. When I'm in my own stress and I come here into stress on YouTube. Twan, you said I feel like Fire Babe has so much to offer as well. She's getting caught up in the bullshit. I agree. I think she's talented. I think that was cool when she went to she was in Chicago when T.S. Mass was in Chicago and she got a chance to showcase her voice then. You know, I just feel like there's so much pressure, like, to keep making content daily, and if you aren't that creative with videos, um, you could feel a little desperate and figure, well, hell, if you can't beat them, join them. It's just me. I'm okay. I'll survive. I'll survive. I'm going to survive. This ain't the first time, and well, I hope it's the last time, but it ain't the first time. I've been down this road before, and I already had it set in my mind that out of rebellion, I'm sick of the power company getting majority of my check. The quiet as it kept. So basically, I have to move. Um, the landlord is not going to repair the leak because that's the reason why my water bill is so high. I spent all this time reducing my electricity, and I didn't see my bill going down. I saw the electric go down, but the bill itself did not go down, and it's really because of the water. It's a leak. I have a leak. The landlord is not going to fix it. After me falling, I just no longer feel safe in this house anymore. If he's not willing to make the repairs, I can't force the issue. A sense of, you say, am I in the U.S.? I'm in the U.S. Yeah, she shows she's creative with the little cartoons. I agree with you, a sister as far as fire bed go. But I ain't with that, constantly I come in, I tune in, and I got to hear you rant and rave down on somebody else. And it could be somebody I like. Well, in the case of fire babe, you know, we had mutual, I guess you can call it enemies. I'm not even gonna go that far because I really didn't know these people. So that's a strong word to call somebody an enemy, and I don't really know you. But yeah, Fire does have a beautiful voice. And, it probably would be nice to see her journey on, trying to use that talent. And I think, her little videos, animations was cute. I felt like if she kept working at that, she could have built up an audience on. You see, that's fun and cute when you do it when you're not doing it in a malicious way. I would say it's cute. Um, if you're talking about other content creators, especially if they talking about you. But I just feel like people don't have a chill factor, so they go below the belt. Nayla, better things will come. Like I said, I have plans, Queen. Yeah, better things. I ain't worried. That's why you don't see me on here crying or begging. I know my future is about to be brighter and better, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing to make that happen. I'm going to take a test, got my official notification that I can set the date of when I'm going to take my test for solar, and very excited about that. And the job is still waiting for me from the solar developing company. They say, yeah, we still want you on board. So I know it will change eventually, but it's a little rough. I got a little rough patch now, but I'm one of those that know how to survive, and unfortunately, too proud to beg to a fault. I'm one of those closed mouth that don't get. I really don't be telling people my business because I didn't make it my business to have YouTubers support me. This is always an outlet for me. It's an outlet for me to. You said you see a lot of creativity in me. Yeah, I mean my original videos they were very creative. Consider I was twerking. They was creative twerk videos because I was a first. I love video editing. I love it. But I was doing that so much and it took so many hours out of my time and my day that I was harming my health. And so I was ruining, the little health that I have. So I had to I had to back up. So that's what made me, that's part of why I've been doing the lives and come, forward with my faith. But um that's right. You said them earrings you be walking tells me a lot about your creativity. Oh, yeah. I originally went to college for fashion design. I thought I was gonna be the trailblazer, big girl fashions. And at 17, I went to New York. I had an aunt that lived in New York. She lived in the same building with the guy Garrett Morris of Saturday Night Live. And I really enjoyed being with my auntie. She was so fly and so fly and friendly. And she was the one that put me on my first plane. I never been on a plane before. Oh, she said, "Oh, you're not going to get back on the bus." She put me on a plane. But when I got to the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, I thought, gonna blow up the world with the big girl clothes, because I just knew I was the only one who had that idea. Got there and seen somebody else had some designs up there for the big girl. I said, turned my head down, and I said, okay, well, I'm not the first. I thought I had to be first, but my naively, I said, well, I'm not competitive enough. And so I backed up. You was up on my side of the globe. Well, yeah, I was over there in New York. I thought New York was too fast for me. I'm from Chicago. When I came to New York, I thought New York was wild civilization. I said, "Oh my God, they got graffiti all over the subway windows. You can't even see out the window. What kind of wild civilization is this?" And when I got off what was that, 32nd and Broadway? That's where my first time I seen real life prostitutes. I was like, oh my God, what kind of wild civilization did I come into? So I wasn't ready for that at 17. Oh yeah, I know that the big girl market is still wide open, and you couldn't have told me that at 17 that it would still be wide open when I got to 56. In fact, that when I was looking at the list of occupations to go into after 80, tailoring and designing clothes is still one of those options. So I ain't gave up now. I mean, I'm re-energized to get back into that world, you know. Uh, yeah, I heard that they cleaned up New York since I've been there, because that was 30 years ago. That was more than 30, because I was 17. So yeah, that was 40 years ago. 40 years ago, I was like, oh my God, where did I just land? So I wasn't ready for that. I said, no, I don't want to leave my mama's house and come here, and I got to be hard. Yes, I do so. I'm very good. I sold all my clothes in my high school years, because I was a big girl that didn't want to look like my grandma. You know, I wanted to have cute clothes like everybody else, so I started making my clothes, and I was in fashion shows and stuff too in my high school. And I designed and sold the costumes with the drama club. I hung out with the drama club, so yeah, I hung out with the creative people even in high school. That was, what I was. I didn't never want to be in front of the camera because I'm laid back. I'm a team player. I like to be in the background. I never wanted to be in the foreground, but I definitely, yeah, I'm creative. A sense of you said you laughing. This has changed a whole lot, sister. It has been gentrified and cleaned up. That's what I hear. People keep telling me, but I'm telling you, 40 years ago, I was like, woo! I can't do New York because, yeah, somebody brought that up, and I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that, but now I'm caught up with my move. I gotta get uh going with that. I'm gonna be packing stuff up, not pulling the sewing machine out. But I really wouldn't mind doing that at all, because my grandbabies want to learn. So, and then I feel my sense of mortality, so I do want to do it. Just, at least instill the skill in them too. So yeah, one of my followers asked me, would I be willing to uh teach sewing? I'm willing to do that. I think it's a very important skill that you should still have. We losing a lot of the um, survival skills that you really need to have. Who cooks today? Nobody. Who sews today? Nobody. Who grows their own food? Nobody. So that's why I chose the lane that I did as far as growing the food. That made me get up. I backed off of sewing for the same reason why I've been backing off of a computer, because it had me sitting at a desk. Sitting is the hardest thing I'm doing. I have a bad hip and two bad knees, and sitting for long periods of time is why I stopped both things. I'm in pain. My knees is off the chain right now. I got a plantar fasciitis. That's a direct result of sitting too long at this desk. Um, but I would like to share the knowledge before I leave this earth. I don't want it just stuck up here. I want people to be empowered that way. So I do plan to bring forth some song videos. I like that idea. I'm glad somebody would show that, express the interest in this, because I can sew and I can teach you. And I'm good at showing other people how to do stuff. Yeah, threading is the hardest step because it's got to go through so many places before it get down to the needle. But it is, achievable. And yeah, so I would like to help you. I like to help you with that. It'll be after I get settled and moved into my next place. If hopefully that goes smooth, and I do not plan to go through a lot of stress with moving. I already had two traumatic experiences with moving, my last two moves, and I just don't want to go through that again. And it is a direct result of having just too much stuff. But I ain't getting rid of my sewing machine. My sewing machine was passed on to me from a cousin I love. She was real fashion fashion forward even in her 80s, because she was coming down the runway in her 80s in her outfits, um, on her obituary. And I got her sewing machine. So yeah, I would like to put that to good use. I've been lazy about that. I've been like y'all, just want to reach on the rack and grab some clothes like everybody else instead of having to get a pattern, cut it out, and hours to put it together. I just wanted to reach on the rack seconds like everybody else. Your daughter's father's complaining about me not using it after he bought me for my birthday, and I don't blame him. Don't let it go to waste. I feel bad with the sewing machine sitting in the background on all my videos too. When finally somebody asked me about it, like, yeah, I do actually know how to sew, but I've been lazy about it. Lazy. That's all it is, cause it ain't the lack of skill. I had the skills, baby. I had to learn how to sew. I'm 5'11". I've been this height since the age of 16, so I had to learn how. Because I didn't want to wear my grandma matronly looking clothes as a teenager. I wanted to have hip, cool stuff like everybody else did. They didn't have a plus size department when I was coming up, so I had to create plus size clothes. I don't blame your daughter's father. And my daughter's father did the same thing for my grandbaby. He started sewing. I said, oh my God, if he's sewing, he was getting ready to send the sewing machine with her when she came. But I guess he gonna send it during the summer when she came for spring break. And he was trying to talk to me about an outfit he was trying to finish up. And he said, well, I know you can. Well, he knew about my sewing skills. He met me when I was still actively sewing. But yeah, my daughter's father wants to know why I'm not still sewing too. You said your grandmother was very good at sewing. She made all of your clothes when you was a baby. She's gone now. We can't ask her to teach me. Yeah, see, that's what I'm afraid of. We ain't promised tomorrow. I don't want to wait too late, but I can't focus on that when I'm trying to move. Um, Yeah, I promise though. God willing, He let me still have the days forward. I will. I will be bringing tutorials for sewing. I would enjoy that a lot more than tutorials for tech. I can do the tech tutorials, but they boring. Everybody talk about how boring tech videos are, but I mean, people need the information. Um, I would, I feel more passionate about empowering you with, basic life skills. appreciate that. I just had that on my mind. I didn't want to go to sleep with that on my mind. I was disheartened to see two people, beefing. Well, I don't even call it beefing. Just one literally scraping the other, just dogging them out. I don't like that. I don't like that. I like that content creator. I like her little synopsis of the YouTube streets drama, but I don't like it when they go in on each other, especially personal characteristics that you can't do anything about. And everybody don't have a thick skin. I'm sure Lockheed boss lady ain't gonna care, and she probably gonna have her 2 cents to say you know, to attack back. But I felt down. Yeah, I'm a sensitive person. I just I get on my case all the time. Everything is not about love. God hates. God hates. He points out all the points in the Bible where God hates. And me, I've just been hanging on to my God is love for so long. I'm not willing to accept that. I believe love is everywhere and for everybody. And that's the one thing we have unique over all creatures. We have the ability to love. And I rather spread love. That's why you see the hearts. Why you see me with hearts all the time. So it is what it is. I'm glad you had a peaceful life. I don't want no more drama. And I come here to de-stress because I got enough going on in my life without coming to the internet and adding to my stress. I come here to de-stress. If I was where you are, I would come and help you move. I know what it's like to have so much stuff. I had to do it for my grandmother after her living 30 years in place. Right. And me, the same thing happened to me, living 10 years in a place. I'm in a 1 bedroom house. I moved from a 3 bedroom house I was in for 10 years. That was a lot of stuff. And I had no idea how I was going to move. And literally, I just said, Lord, I had the moving truck. I literally just started pushing stuff out to the curb. And what had happened is it was um it was two guys that was doing a neighbor's lawn care. They was cutting the hedges and the grass, and they saw me pushing the stuff to the curb and came up and approached me, asked me what was going on. And that is how I got my movers. They literally moved me into the truck, and I let them have my swimming pool at the time. They was like all happy about that because it was overwhelming. It was just too much for me. And then um, when I moved from my apartment to this house, I went through some more drama. That was, a person put a gun up to my head to rob me, and I refused to live in that place another day. So my daughter helped me get my things out that night, and it was just something else to before I moved here. So I learned from those two experiences that nope, I never want to move a bunch of stuff. Hey, Diaries, EJ. I appreciate you showing support. I have no idea about the combo, but my grandma used to make me sew an outfit or two as a child. Remember a little, but wished I remember a lot. Yeah, my son been getting on my case. You should have showed me. You should have showed me. See, he's saying that, but see, he ain't never had the patience really to sit down and do it. But since y'all asking me, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that. I am a excellent seamstress. I made all my clothes when I was in high school. You know, I was in fashion shows. I did the damn thing. I definitely can sew. So, and I don't mind teaching you. I have that neck. That same neck is what I used in the computer field. I was good at technical support. I was good at sharing the technology to the masses because I had that kind of personality. Nurse Ryan said, "You small but strong as hell." I used to be strong. I have lost my strength. I don't know if I got to go work out with weights or something to gain it back, or it's just a natural aging part of the aging process. But I can't say I'm strong no more. If I have to move a bunch of stuff physically, I can't. I cannot. And I already told my family I ain't gonna do nothing but put this laptop and my uh, uh, smartphones in my cart, my trolley cart, and that's it. And my clothes. I am not gonna stress out on a bunch of stuff. I done already pushed a whole bunch of stuff out to the trash because I just refuse. Oh, but yeah, that's right. You would have to move people all the time in the nursing field. Yeah, well, I guess you got some strength on you. I wish you could help me, but since I don't have you here, I definitely am not about to stress myself out trying to move a bunch of stuff that ain't. I could see if I had some heirlooms or precious jewels or something. I don't. It ain't not damn thing I can't get again. Even my desk, some of my stuff I pulled myself literally out the trash. Like my chair I use for my at my desk, I got that out the garbage can from the hospital. They threw it out and I dragged it on down to my house. I am not gonna pay no movers to move that someplace else. Whatever I got, and I learned from those two moving experiences. Whatever you had, God will help you get it all again. And sure enough, I done got this house is full of stuff all over again. I came here with nothing, basically. I didn't even have a bed. I didn't have a couch. I didn't have a chair. I had nothing. I was sleeping on the floor. EJ, you said I have her single sewing machine. Just need to get it looked at. Must be important because my family members keep trying to buy it. Yeah, Singers is a classic machine and they stand the test of time as far as workmanship. So yeah, that is why why your family members trying to buy it. Singer was the shit. Singer is the bomb. And Singer is the main uh sewing machine you can still get parts for because they have stood the test of time. Oh, that's so sweet, Nurse Vaughn. Oh, well, I wish I was surrounded by people who do that. I know my son would help me, but still, I would have to pack it up. He's the type, it got to be ready. So it's going to have to be in boxes and all ready for him to just pick it up and put it on a truck. And I know me, I'm so scatterbrained, I won't have it together like that for him to be of help. It's just stressful. So I'm just little. I went into housing. They told me I have to the July 28th. That's my deadline. So July 28th. That's my deadline. They said that's a soft deadline. If I just don't find a place, they can extend it. So that was a lot of relief. Um, I was feeling really under pressure, and I just wasn't expressing that. But I found out today. I have to July 28th, which really relieved me a whole lot. Hey, lovely love. Hey, that's another reason why I went on and did this video because I found out how many night owls I got. Hey, other side of 40, yeah. Other side of 40, I'm moving. This house really just not safe for me no more. I fell on the steps and I broke the banister. That's how I gained those 7 stitches. Which, by the way, I'm getting them taken out tomorrow, 9:30. My appointment is 9:30, so I might bring y'all with me on that. Yeah. And I'm glad I am inspired you. I hope I'm the one that inspired you to start your garden, lovely love, because I mean, for one, it's a stress reliever. It's a stress buster to see life happening and just the majesty of God. You don't have nothing to do with it. It's the plants know what it's doing. It's getting all these instructions and DNA on how to do what it do best is be a plant. And I love it. To me, it's relaxing and soothing. And then I feel rewarded, especially when I'm growing food because I'm a big girl and like to eat. So when I'm able to harvest it and eat it, yes, honey, I like it. But I'm glad that you are starting your garden. So I want you to show me your pictures. Give me some tours or whatever. I look forward to that. You said, EJ, you said I was in the Fab Five. I don't lift a pillow in my house. I ain't got it like that. I know I would have to supervise or instruct, and I really just don't want this. I really don't want all this stuff. It just accumulated. We are a shopping society, and it accumulated over time. So many times I done went to the store and impulsively bought stuff, and later on it ain't what I wanted or ain't what I expected it to be. So it's a bunch of junk I don't want. Oh my God, I hate to hear about your fall. How does your arm feel? Now you know something. This didn't hurt at all, and once they gave me the numbing stuff, I didn't even feel the stitches. What really hurt? I'm gonna show y'all what really hurt me was my. I don't know. Can you see that? I fell on my thigh on that concrete, child. Fell on my thigh on the concrete, and that sucker hurt. And they didn't even treat it, child. I didn't get no basotration or nothing. Alcohol, a band-aid. I had to ask for band-aids. And that was scraped up pretty bad. But I didn't even feel the arm. I didn't even know I was injured till my grandbaby came out there, and he's like, "Oh, Nana." He was like this in horror, and I was like, "Why is he tripping like that?" And I look, oh yeah, I'm laying wide open. I see why he acted like that. Thank you, Queen, one of my followers. Shout out to her, Mari Ray. She sent me these cute clothes that I've been rocking the last few days and videos. Thank you. Um, anyway, it is late, and I do got to get up. 9 hours from now, they're gonna be taking these stitches out. Um, Lovely Love, you said where you from, so I can meet you one day, real soon. I told you I don't have a green thumb. I'm originally from Chicago, but I currently reside in Springfield, Illinois. You know that town where Bart Simpson lived. That's the most I can say about my town. Anyway, um, I'm tired now, yeah. I'm ready to go to bed, Haunty. I'm, I'm my blood warming up, and I want to get a good night's sleep before they get to taking these stitches out. It did pretty good. I was worried about getting a keloid, but it's just a regular line, and so I'm happy about that. I was worried about it being a bad scar in a terrible place. I said, "That's my pretty meat. They ain't have no stretch marks." Yeah, the stitches come out tomorrow, other side of 40. I'm glad you're stopping by. And y'all making me think I may have to go out of my way and make a night owl day. Because I didn't, it's the same way on Facebook. I realize a lot of people who follow me are up at night, night owls. So I gotta I gotta rethink that strategy and start coming on here this time of day more often. I'm a day person, but I don't mind being up night if I had a nap. But this time I didn't just go to bed because honestly I ain't gonna tell no stunt. I like Tracy. I like Lockheed Boss Lady. I didn't like the dragation of Lockheed and Tracy live. Made me feel away. And so I was just expressing my 2 cents. Since when did other content creators become the content? I just don't get that. And y'all showing me is people have other interests besides other people beefing with other people. Nurse Ron, you said they called me for a contract years ago in Springfield. I declined because I didn't feel they were welcoming to black folks. There's some black people here. They coming from Chicago and other towns because the cost of living is lower. But this is a mostly white community, and you can see the destruction of the economy as far as Trump goes. You see it in the white folks here too. They walking around here like zombies on meth and opioids and whatever. They got big signs around, stop opioid abuse. They having a problem in their community with that stuff. Um, but anyway, I'm finna get up out this video. I'm so glad y'all joined me. Thank you for making me feel welcome. And I enjoyed the conversation. And please come on back anytime. Anyway, peace and love. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye now.